Got some sleep and I woke up this morning at about quarter to 7, and I needed to be 5 miles away at 8. So okay, it's good. That's plenty of time for me to get over here to be here by 8 o'clock. I didn't make it. Traffic was so bad that I did not make it here in an hour and 15 minutes. It took me an hour and 27 minutes. Or, no, 8. What time did I get here? I got here at, I stopped my truck at 8:10. So an hour and 25 minutes and 50 seconds. That's when it took me. I started driving 8:02 to 9:10. Hour and 8 minutes to go a total of 5 miles. This is Tracy, California. This is my hometown. I grew up here in this town. It used to be population 20,000 when I was like a little kid, and now it's population 100 and something. It might as well be New York City because traffic was moving slower. I think I got more distance and less time in the New York City area and its congested time than I did moving through the Tracy, California area. And a part of Tracy, it's where Tracy is geographically located is on the east side of the Altamont mountain range, which basically separates the California Valley from the San Francisco Bay Area. It's like right on the other side is Livermore. You keep going through Pleasanton, Dublin, and then you hit Oakland, California, go over the Bay Bridge, and then it goes into San Francisco. When in 2008, during the recession, all these people were losing their homes as they had to leave the Bay Area because it's so expensive, and they came out here into the valley where they could afford things. And so now all the Bay Area people are now in the valley, and they drive their cars and commute to work in the morning. So they back up all of the roads out here, like it's really bad. And it was like 10, 15 years ago, it was already bad. Now we have 10 times the traffic. You can't even get through town. This little town that's supposed to be Tracy, there used to be nothing here. It was like a 2-lane country road. They've now widened it to a 6 to 8 lane interstate that goes through. And all the town little streets and the little roads that cut through the mountains, they're all backed up. They're super deadly. They don't even have guardrails on the side for cars to tumble down, several 100-foot cliffs off the side of these hills over here. There's no way to get out of the valley. There's so many people that have to commute out of here to go to their jobs, to go to work. So point number 2, everyone's a slave. They all have to work. They don't have an option. In order to survive, they have to have a vehicle. They have to pay for insurance. They have to have a home to pay for rent, which they came out here in the valley used to be affordable. When everybody came out here, they raised the rates of rent and everything up. So now it's just as expensive to live out here in the valley as it was out in there. So they didn't get anywhere. So now they've all bought homes, and they're gonna try to make it to their jobs that don't pay enough. You gotta be married or something, because you have to have 2 incomes to afford anything out here. If you're a solo person, you ain't gonna make it. You can't afford to live out there. You rent a room. You have to have a roommate, or an apartment or something. There's no way you're going to be able to get a house and afford something like that. There's in the upwards of $500,000 to $1 million to get yourself at least a decent home, and you can go out in some other state, somewhere else in the country where there's no work, but go get a home that's really nice on a nice piece of property for $150,000. No problem. I can buy one of these semi trucks for one of that. So now I'm forced to live in a semi truck. I don't want to be out here working. I would like to have some other life, but I'm forced to work and drive and deal with all this traffic and live at work and to be a slave. So I don't even get to go home. I am a prisoner inside this truck. This is a cage, literally. As motorcycles call them cages, this is a cage. You might as well see chains. I want to take a picture. It's actually something I would like to do as a creative photography. Just take a picture of strings that come down on my hands and a leash that's around, like a harness with a leash. So when I get out of the truck, No, it's still attached to the truck because I'm not even allowed to go anywhere. As long as I have this equipment and I'm under a load, I'm not allowed to do all kinds of stuff. So I'm a complete slave to the system. And I don't want to be like that. I can't, and if I leave here and I go and I have nowhere else to go, it's like I'm gonna be in trouble. They're gonna capture me, put me in handcuffs, and send me into a prison cell with people who actually, committed crimes. Maybe they committed crimes, I don't know. They probably just got arrested and thrown in jail just like me. Innocent people, victims of the system, that are now being thrown into prison cells so that the states can collect government or federal funds and revenue so that they can use the money to build more roads, to send more people to more jobs, or create more slaves so these businesses can create more revenue, and then the business management, the corporate bigots, can take all that profit and go get on their boats and on their planes and go on vacations and live this life, while everybody else is forced and stuck here to use up their sick days and their vacation days and be allowed to leave, and everybody has to show up at the same time. We're all here at 8 o'clock in the morning and just complete chaos. Why don't we open the doors after hours in the middle of the night? Why do we all have to be awake at the same time? We all have to go to work at the same time. We all get off work at the same time, go home at the same time, go to the stores at the same time. And everything is just, there's too many people doing everything at the same time. If we spread it out, like I'll be up at night, I don't care. You go to work during the day, sleep at night. I'll sleep during the day and go or whatever I got to do to get out and help contribute to everything. But hell no. I don't know. I'll be up at night. I would rather be, while everybody else is sleeping, while everybody shuts down, parks their cars, and gets the hell off the road. That's when I would get up. I just know what I feel like. I'm on the wrong side of the planet. I shouldn't be on this side. The times when I'm usually up and I want to be up, it's dark on this side. So if I want to see the sun, I need to go to the other side of the planet as it rotates. I don't know if you can tell how frustrated I am. An hour and 10 minutes to go 5 miles in a town that used to be 20,000 people. It's it's too many people. It's just California. You can't get anywhere. And if you want to do anything and actually have some fun, you got to deal with all the crowds and traffic that go there that just fill everything up. You want business and to make money? It's like, what are you going to do with the money? You're going to buy stuff and put it in your house that you can't afford? You're going to invest it. You're going to spend all that money on food, on fuel, on bills, and all this stuff to continue living your slave life. You don't have to. You can grow your food hydroponically. You don't have to eat meat. You can eat vegetables. You can get just the same amount of nutrition, better nutrition, if you live a more vegetarian diet. And you can grow all your food right at home. You don't have to go to the job to make the money to get the food. You can make the food at home. Even if you live in an urban environment, there are plenty of ways for you to to build a hydroponic garden. You don't need all the lights either. You can use the sun, you can use solar, you can use hydroelectric power, wind energy, all that stuff to grow your food. Water is like a right. They can't deny you water. Water is, and it's not going to be that expensive. So you don't need to make $100,000 a year to grow some food and to get your water. All you're making $100,000 a year is to live some kind of fancy lifestyle so you can slave. You need to get rid of the lifestyle. We need to get people to stop saying, I want to live this huge dream. It ain't going to happen unless you already own the business and you have your foot in the door for some opportunity. If you're just working, a 9-to-5 job like that, you're just a slave. You're never going to be allowed to get in a position to live like that, to live that dream that you want. The only way you're going to do that is to just quit the job, quit your working, quit giving into this system, and leave it and start building your own life. Grow your food on your property, drink the water that you collect from rain, from local sources, and trade and barter amongst the community. If somebody has something that you need and you have something that they need, just say, hey, I'll trade you. We don't need to go out to a job so somebody that can pay you to give you money so you can take the money to give it to somebody else to trade for it. No, we can make this stuff. We can be creative. We can build stuff. We can take recyclables and we can press them down, like high definition polyethylene. You can mold HDPE. It's that number 2 on plastic bags. You can take all of these plastic bags, basically make them flat and iron them, and they'll make plastic sheets, basically. And you can adjust the thickness. You can take and you can make all kinds of stuff. Water bottles. You basically melt all that plastic down, and then you can remold them to make the tools that you need. We have all kinds of people that have all kinds of skills. We just need to get to know them and live in our communities and live together and say, F the system. We don't need the system. We can do this without the system. You know, we can live lives like that. We don't have to comply with, say, oh, the government wants to get involved and tell you, oh, you better pay your taxes. Fine. We'll all get together and we'll all live in one community, and it'll be one tiny little bit of tax. We don't need the government to do that. We are the people, and we're the ones that work for the government. We run this place. Like my company, I work for Pride. Pride doesn't work unless I drive this truck. It could completely shut the system down if we just say, hey, no, freaking, what is it called? It's called, not riots. We don't riot. Don't riot. Don't cause violence. What's it called? Protest. Peaceful protest. We can, strikes. Go on strikes and protest. Hell no. Well, we expect them to do something. We don't actually know what. We don't need a strike. We just start doing what we need to do, and they say, "Hey, what the hell, man? Why you guys aren't contributing?" They say, "No, sorry, government, government agents, or whoever you are. We don't need you here. Everything's great. We got this handled. We don't. Police, thank you for coming over and checking to make sure everything is safe and peaceful, and it is. Thank you for being here. You're welcome to join us, but otherwise, we really don't need you over here to try to enforce some laws. There's no problems here. We don't need you to be in our face and in our business here. This is our deal. We're doing just fine without you. Go find people who are being violent and hurting other people, and taking from the thieves. Go stop people from coming over here and stopping us from doing what we're doing. You can go stand on our front lines and defend our communities from evil people, instead of coming in here and being the evil people that take from us and force us to live lives and live in fear all the time. We don't need that. I'm a veteran. I know how to defend myself. I don't need a police officer to stand there. They're only going to show up after the fact. So I got to defend myself on the front line anyway. It's my choices and my decisions that I make that are going to decide where I go in life, not the decisions that they say and then tell me that I got to fulfill these guidelines and do all these things in order to survive. Hell no. If it's going to be that way, then I'm out. Gone. See ya. I'll find another way out. There's people out here that do know how to get out, like expatriating from this country. Say, no, I'm not a part of it, and I'll wear a sign on it and not anti bigotry. We'll see what happens when our president, whoever's the next president, Hillary or Trump, it's one of the two, and either one, things are going to go really bad because people are really pissed off about that, and things are going to go crazy. People are going to be nuts, and it's going to get really bad. So we got to be prepared, and that's only in a couple months from now. What is it? November is the elections. Right after the elections, when they start making their first decisions and start changing things, people are going to go crazy. When they say who's the next president, when they have president raise their right hand, be prepared. Lock your doors. People are going to go nuts. They're going to start taking things. People that don't want to work, that sit on their couches and that are reaping government benefits for it, they're going to lose all that stuff. If Trump's president, and the people are going to start rioting. If Hillary goes in, they're going to get all the you're going to get the Republicans and people that got guns and stuff that want to just be free and live their own lives and take control. Like kind of what I'm saying. Like I would be more of a Republican than a Democrat, but it's all the people who don't want someone to come over and take their stuff. They're going to start defending each other violently. So either way, it's going to get really violent. People are going to be dying and killing each other. It's going to be like a civil war here in the U.S. That's what I'm expecting, and I would rather not be involved in the middle of it. I need to go find a place to go bug out. It's part of the motorcycle idea. The KLR 650 is going to get me off of the roads and out into some kind of land where I can defend myself better than being in an urban jungle where people are just gonna try to shoot and kill me and take anything that I got, you know? Gonna try to take this truck. Who knows? Traffic starts this. This is where I get my attitude from, is having to 5 miles, an hour and 10 minutes in my hometown.